What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode. So this video that I'm recording right now, I actually recorded a while ago, but then decided to scrap it because I didn't really like what I said and there were some parts that I missed, so I decided to redo this video all over again. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be addressing the most important part of any car. It doesn't matter if you've got a cheap beater or if you have an expensive supercar. The most important part of the car comes down to this one thing, or actually should I say 4 things, and that is the tires. The tires that you have on your car make the biggest difference. Doesn't matter if you're accelerating, braking, you want handling, you want a comfortable ride, you want a smooth ride, you want ultimate grip. It depends on entirely what you want. But the tires make the biggest difference out of all of that stuff. You can have the most powerful engine, you can have the biggest brakes, you can have the best suspension, but if you have crap tires, all that power and all that potential is gonna be basically gone. Because you don't have traction, you don't have grip, that's all gonna be wasted. Now, a problem that I had a couple days ago, well, I addressed it now, but a problem that I had was that the tires on the Audi were crap. Now, what do I mean by that? The tires that I had on the car, they did have a decent amount of tread life left, but that wasn't the issue. The issue was when they were made and also the age and deterioration and quality of the rubber. So the rubber that I had on there was a quite old tire, I have to say. The tires were made in 2011. The production date, I don't want to mess this up because I wrote this down. The production date was 31/11, so it was the 31st week of 2011, and that was basically the last week of July. That's when those old tires were made. And because they were of that age, and it might even also be because they were stored incorrectly, it could be a whole bunch of different reasons, but regardless of the fact, the tires were corroded, they were dried up, and they aren't exactly going to perform as good as a newer tire. If a tire is stored improperly, the tire is actually going to deteriorate and it's going to dry out sooner than later. So that means that your nice tire that you have, it doesn't matter even if it has a lot of life left in the tread. If the tire starts to crack and deteriorate, the tire is going to be junk. You're not going to get as much traction, it's not going to be safe, and you will 100% not pass an inspection or a safety with tires like that. So what I'm going to be doing is making this car safe again. So I don't need to spend an arm and a leg on super nice expensive tires. I can, but that's not the purpose of this vehicle. This vehicle is basically a car that'll get someone from A to B. I don't need to get from A to B as fast as I can. So that means that I can just put on a regular all-season tire on this car and it will be fine. Now, the reason why I'm going to be doing this change and getting new tires versus, let's say, used tires is because the price of them isn't that much. The tires that I have on the Audi are 215/55 R16 tires. They're not really that expensive, and even if you're not going with a really nice quality tire, you can buy something that's not half decent and not spend a ton of money. So these tires that I have right here, these are Westlake tires, and I paid $44 each for them. Yes, you heard me right, $44 each. They're on the Audi, they drive nice, they're quiet, they're healthy. They were made in 2018, so I don't have the same deteriorating and cracking rubber that I did have. But what's nice about this is that it's not only safe, but it's cheap. Now, at the same time, if you really want to spend a little bit more, you want to get a better quality tire, you can get that. That'll give you a little bit more grip, maybe a little bit more comfort and less road noise. But at the same time, for 44 bucks a piece to get me from A to B, I'd say these are more than good enough. So these tires that we have right here are the new ones that we installed on the car. So these are what are called Westlake radial tires. They're the SA07 model. Now these are the correct size, the correct diameter, same everything for this car. They're 215/55 R16s. So this here is an all-season tire. It's rated for mud and snow. Let me just get a close-up of that. So a tire like this is going to get you by. It doesn't need to be incredibly expensive for it to be safe and reliable. Now, just because it's cheap also doesn't mean that it's going to be a loud tire or you're going to get horrible traction. This tire is quite good. I drove around on the Audi for a little bit. Car drives nice, it's smooth, it's comfortable, and quiet. Now, I don't know if that's because it's an Audi or because these tires are on there, but so far I have no complaints with these tires. Because these things are brand new, we shouldn't be able to see any kind of deterioration or cracking found on here. So these tires are made in the 11th week of 2018. Now, I want to show you a close-up of them because if you get right up to it, where we had the issues before inside the tread, there was cracking found all inside of there. Now, with this new tire, we're not going to have any of that because it's a new tire. Because we had cracking on the old sidewall, because it was an old tire, well, we're not going to have that here. So you can see that this is all new. It's all nice, fresh rubber. Now, what I like to do to protect this is I like to apply a coating or a dressing on the sidewall of the tire to help prevent it from cracking and deteriorating. There are pretty much two different kinds of tire dressings that you can put on your tire. There is a water-based dressing and a solvent-based dressing. Now the solvent-based ones, they like to sling. They usually do give a higher gloss finish, but if you want a tire that just looks rich and natural, nice and healthy, you're going to want to use a water-based one. Now the beauty of this too is the water-based one, let's say it gets on something, it's not going to stain it, whereas this is a solvent-based. So this is actually kind of harsh, but when you put this on the tire, it gives it a nice, bright, high gloss finish. It's entirely up to you which one you guys want to use, but if you want to prevent the tire from getting old and cracking, I would keep harsh stuff away from it, and I would keep only the water-based products at those tires. Now also, storing them is a huge part of this. The way that you store your tires makes the biggest difference on how long they're going to last you. I made a video completely dedicated to how to store your tires because I was asked that question a lot. So I have in the back of here, I don't know if you can tell, but I've got a decent amount of tires stacked up behind these cars. Now it's warm right now, so it's not really an issue. However, the way that you store them, horizontally or vertically makes a big difference, especially when we're talking about colder climates. If it ever gets to be, let's say, below 10 degrees Celsius, you want to really take care of those tires to prevent them from cracking. Now, my mom has an Altima, and her tires, they're somewhat new. They were made in 2014. There's cracking in them because they weren't stored properly. But on the other hand, I have other tires that were made in 2006, and they're not cracking at all. So the way that you store them plays a huge role on how long they're going to last. On a side note, no, I haven't detailed the Audi yet because I have, well, you can see my laptop on it. I will be detailing this thing soon, probably today or tomorrow, but I first want to talk about getting tires. Now, there are a couple places that I will purchase tires from. If I'm buying my tires used, I will look up on local classifieds to see if there's anything that is A, the size that I want, and B, in half decent condition. Now, if I'm buying new tires, I'll be looking up in 3 different places. Now, there's not necessarily a place that I like going to more than another because they always each have their own separate deals every once in a while. So let's say website A sometimes has a better deal than website B, but then next week, website B has a better deal than website A and C. So I mean, like it all varies, but the 3 websites that I like to look up prices up is A, on Amazon, B, eBay, and 3, Tire Rack. I like checking out Amazon because I can find a good price for everything. Because there's a lot of competition online, you can usually find a pretty good deal. Now, the reason why I also like going on eBay is that if you're buying more than 1 tire, you can pick up a set or even a pair and save a little bit of money. Amazon doesn't have that. So if you were to buy 1 tire on Amazon, let's say it costs $100 a piece. If you want to buy 2, it'd be just $200. You wouldn't be getting a deal. On eBay, you'll usually find, let's say, a pair of them, those same $100 tires, you'll find those for like $180, $190. So I mean, the more you buy, you usually can find a better deal. Last but not least, I like also checking up Tire Rack. Tire Rack does have good deals every once in a while, and they also have a good list of inventories, and they have a whole bunch of different tires that you can look up. Now, it doesn't matter what car you have, you can punch in the exact vehicle you own into Tire Rack, and it will show you the exact tires that it came with from the manufacturer. If it came with the optional, let's say, bigger wheels and tires, it'll give you all of those tire dimensions, and it will give you prices for all of that stuff. So if I'm ever finding a new set of tires, that's where I will look first. I'll look up on all 3 of those websites, those prices, compare them, and then see what is best from there. Now keep in mind, after you buy tires online, you still need to ship them to a place and pay to get them mounted. So that's why sometimes it actually makes sense to go to a local tire shop to see what they can do. Because more often than not, let's say you buy a full set of tires, the installation and balancing is all included in that price. So I mean, it's something to consider. Now, the wheels and tires that I have here, most of them I picked up used. Some of them I did pick up new, but at the same time, if you find a good deal, jump on it. Now, you don't need to find a really expensive tire to get some safety out of it. If you can find something that isn't expensive, let's say isn't cracked, isn't used, and still has a decent amount of tread life left on the tire, I think you'd be stupid not to buy them. But I mean, compare what the price is online, compare what the price is used, go from there, and you guys should be able to not only save yourself a couple bucks, but also be safe on the road. If you guys want to check out the same tires that I put on the Audi here, you guys can check the description box. There's going to be more information down there. But anyways, guys, if you have any other questions regarding the video, throw them down in the comment section below, and I'd be more than happy to help. If you guys want to see the video on how I store my tires, the video link is down in the description box as well. But otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.